I'm sorry. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I forgot. I got to switch gears. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. ¿Qué pasó? Buenos dias. Listen, I want to thank Mr. Ed Navarro, Mr. Edmund Smith. Thank you so much, Rose Guerrero, Regional Director out of Fresno, Mr. Chris King, Regional Director. We want to thank you on the call today. I hope you're recovering well, Mr. King. Thank you so much. We also like to thank, there we go. We also like to thank Miss Natasha Ismail, Regional Director from Fresno, California. Thank you so much. Miss Caroline Baker, good morning. Miss Belinda Batiste, good morning, dear. You look wonderful. I like your hair back like that. It looks really nice. And that color, it looks fabulous on you. Love your earrings too, and the necklace. Wow, look at you. Miss Pat Robinson, good morning, dear. Hey, can we give Mr. Bree Clemens a hand for all he does for all of us? He's just outstanding. I could not do this without him. I'd like to thank Miss Martinez in Idaho. No, I'm just kidding. Miss Martinez in Iowa. Excuse me. Good morning, dear. Christina, good morning. Miss Mary Perez, good morning. Miss Joyce Brewer, good morning. Mr. Payon over in Japan, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Mr. Marvin Carter, Regional Director, thank you so much for joining the call. We also like to thank Miss Giles and Driscoll, Regional Vice President Platinum, for joining the call. Wow, let's see here. My phone here. Let's see here. Also, Miss Natasha Wang, thank you for joining the call. Marie, good morning. Coach Johnny, thank you so much. And matter of fact, can we give him a hand? He just signed up an IBO the other day. His brother got him starting the business. Congratulations, sir. And can we give Mr. Bree Clemens a hand? We did a call last night, a three-way, and he signed a gentleman in the business last night as well. So congratulations. We'd like to thank Pat and Frank Bowman up in Elk Grove, California. Thank you so much for joining the call. Sensational down in Florida. Where's she at? Let's see. I got to see her glass frame. That girl always got these unique glass frames on. Oh, there she is with this. There she is. She bling, 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 bling. I get it. 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 Thank you so much for joining the call. Hey, Miss Inez. Good morning, dear. Down in Texas. Thank you. There she now she's looking up at me, smiling, waving. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Mr. Al Randolph in Oakland, California. Thank you so much. Chris McDowell, thank you so much. Galaxy 9, thank you so much for joining the call. Mr. Julian Lewis, sir, good morning. Regional Director. Did he do a great job on starting the month off? Man, he did a phenomenal job on starting the month off. Man, I mean, outstanding. What a way for Monday. Thank you, sir. Marcia Carter, good morning. Myra, good morning. Mr. Ron Lockett, good morning, sir. Miss Jill Murphy up in Chicago, Illinois, good morning. Sam Foster down there with the TD Jakes Ministries in Dallas, good morning, sir. Mr. Daryl Marin, thank you for joining. The brand new IBO, he just jumped on, brand new IBO, just jumped on. Mr. Freddie Sherman, good morning. Mr. Harrison Mill, good morning. Good morning, sir. Miss Parker, good morning. Thank you so much. Thomas White down in South Carolina, good morning. Miss Bill Bailey, good morning, sir. Miss T. Hayes, good morning, dear. Good seeing you as always. Casey Carter with his headphones on. Look at him flexing his muscles out there. Look at that handsome guy down in San Diego, California. Mr. Robinson, good morning, sir. TJ in Ohio, good morning. Miss Gail Wiggins, good morning. Miss Angelina in Fresno, California. Hola. Mr. Harold Gaston, good morning, sir. Fabulous. You're fabulous. I love fabulous. Miss Evelyn Fez, Regional Director out in the Fresno area. I already said Miss Anna. I think that's it for the roll call. Good morning. Everybody's on time. We had a lot of new people coming into the business. Tonight at 6 o'clock, don't forget Al's happy hour tonight. We're going to have some fun tonight. We'll have a lot of fun, and when all of you come back, have a lot of fun. Monday was a great day to start off with Mr. Julian Lewis. Tuesday was a fabulous. I mean, look, all I'm going to do is say, when I did Wednesday night, when I showed everybody a live presentation of me doing how to talk to people on the phone, we got 5 ops in it. I got 3 verifications already. 2 are outside the system yet. But I just want to say thank you. I'll be doing it again this Wednesday night, again on this number, one more time live. Come watch me fail. You come watch me fail in getting people in the business for you. You bring your list. I'm going to make the calls. I'm going to get them in the business for you. All right. Now, without further ado, I don't want to take up this young man's time. He doesn't need very much introduction. We all love him, know him, seen him around the company. Matter of fact, he's been here before I got here. I heard about when I first landed. I said, Mr. Who? Mr. Nelson. And man, if you ever heard him speak, you will be floored, blown away. So get your notepads out, get your pens, get your journals, get your eyebrow liners, ladies, whatever. Even some of the guys got eyeliner pencils these days. Lord have mercy. What's the world coming to? Look, he had one of the best promotions I've ever seen in all of ACN. I'm hands down. Number 2, and you guys know I'm not saying it to be saying. Number 2, in my opinion, was Martin Cerruto, which I showed at about a month ago. Martin Cerruto had the second best promotion I've ever seen in ACN. But when he got promoted to SVP, with Marvin Sax on the singing on stage, and man, when Marvin Sax got done, it was crazy. What was that, Miss Belinda? And with Les Brown, yes, can't forget Les. Les is a staple by himself. There has never been a promotion like this. There's never been a man like this. I think God only made one of them and then broke the mold. Without further ado, my dear friend, Mr. Byron Nelson. Can we give him a hand?
How you doing this morning, sir?
I'm doing fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Man, if I'd be in the bed, I'd be triplets.
Yeah. Man, that would be dangerous. Well, I am so honored to be on this call again. It's a beautiful month. We have a lot of money on the table, a lot of beautiful new faces on the call. And more than anything else, if you're on for the first time, what you need to know, and I know I have a lot of new people that have gotten on, with people breaking ETL in 7 days on this call. And I want new people to really pay homage and understand what the hell. Hold on one second, let me get rid of this. I know where I'm going. Hold on one second.
I'm sure glad you know where you're going, because the rest of us we have to follow. That's what leaders do. That's what everybody do. They follow leaders because they know how to get there.
Or they'll figure out how to get there. But
that's true.
But I want everybody to truly just pay homage to Mr. Al Thomas, the Senior Vice President, Circular Champion several times, just a man of integrity. He's a giant in his own lifetime. And when I say that, that's before, during, and present into the future of what he's been able to do for other people. That's the key right there. It's not who he is as far as his bank account, which is bigger than most, not his heart, which is bigger than most, not just the fact that he knows more than most people to walk this planet, but the fact that he truly cares about people more than most, and that he serves. He doesn't have to do this call, without getting into money. His last name is Illian just when he came out the womb. So, I mean, and that's how we sniffed out a company that did, when you look at it, $4 billion in the last 5 years. So I want to jump into it, but I want you guys to truly understand that Mr. Al Thomas is iconic, and if ever you wanted to duplicate or emulate greatness, you couldn't find anybody better walking this planet, which is why I only entertain this call to be able to support, help, and participate. And it's because of my homage, my respect, my love for someone who I consider one of my closest friends, somebody who I consider a mentor, a big brother, and Mr. Al Thomas. And so when you can find someone like that, and what we're going to talk about is collabing, which is collaborating with extraordinary individuals to take your game to the next level. That's the thing that you want to do. So, I mean, before I move forward, I just want to say thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being who you are to me, a friend in every capacity, and always standing. It's like, when you have friends, not when people are talking about you, but what they say in response. That's the key. How do people, and I want you guys to write that down. That's part of the notes. How do people defend you or talk about you when you aren't around? Because that's the true character of an individual. And as we launch it, I'm going to give you some notes. I've thought about it, and I mean, literally, forgive me driving. I just have a lot going on in my world, but there's no way I would miss this call. One of the things I would share more than anything else, and I was talking to one of my partners who just came into the business and under 14 days hit ETL with all his points and everything. And I have quite a few of them actually doing so. But without getting into the edification and celebration and recognition, I want to just share what he said when he got on the call, and I asked him to speak. He said, I know I've been quiet, but I'm so excited about this opportunity. I'm so jacked about what's going on. And I said, you haven't been quiet, dude. The hell are you talking about? Write this down. I want you guys to say that. Your actions speak so loud, nobody hears anything that you say. Your actions speak so loud, nobody hears anything that comes from your mouth. And that's the best noise you can ever create is actions. Action, 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 action. That's the theme of this conversation, especially during December. This is a month to remember. December is the month that I believe will lay a foundation for the trajectory of your life and your business, or set you up for failure going into 2021. So there's a couple of things in which I'm outlining that I'm sharing with my team and that I'm teaching right now. And you got to look also at the directory of the first thing is becoming a student. So if you're going to become a student of the business, if I sat you down and we were sitting down one-on-one, the first thing I say, well, what's the first thing I need to do? Become the greatest student in the world so you can listen to what I'm saying, so you can become the greatest teacher. I will plug into every call, every training that I could with the mentorship that I chose. So what I mean by that is, number one, being a student of leadership. Who are the leaders that inspire you? Who are the leaders that take you where you want to go? Who are the leaders doing what you want to do? Who are the leaders that speak the way you want to speak? Who are the leaders that resonate with your spirit? Who are the leaders that are congruent with truly the direction of your life? In every capacity. I align myself with Mr. Al Thomas because from the first time I heard him speak, I was just like, I just love his conviction. Some people talk from an intellectual perspective. Some people talk from a spiritual perspective, in different ways. But when you can hear from somebody's heart, their conviction, they're so convicted to what they're saying. It's a knowledge base. It's a knowing. It's a belief system. It makes all the difference in the world. You want to aspire to get to a place where no matter what you're saying, it's irrefutable. I was doing a training last night with my team in regards to finding your voice. See, for me, I would be mastering the presentation in a conversation. There are two distinct things that overlap like a MasterCard. The presentation is what leads you to mastering a conversation. You want to get to the point that you can have a conversation and do a full presentation without a 1 through 10 in your hand, without a PowerPoint, without needing somebody to be able to say, okay, this and that. You should be able to talk from day one. Company's been started in 1993. Let me tell you how powerful that is. This company's been around for over 27 years, going into its 28th year. 95% of all companies fail within the first 12 to 24 months. Established in Concord, North Carolina. Our business is so bomb, we have it on acres in which we're now selling it because we're becoming a virtual business. I challenge you to go find a home office for Uber. I challenge you to go find a home office for Amazon now. They're selling all their buildings. When you look at it, I challenge you to find a home office for Airbnb. I challenge you to find a telephone number to reach them. That's how they went global, is because of technology. The evolution of where we live today is having an online business, and you got to learn how to create your own community within technology virtually. But your presence still has to be as impactful as if you're sitting in front of someone one-on-one. You have to become so present and so much more interactive. You need to develop your voice. Because it's not like you can stutter. Well, tell me about your business. It's deregulation. We help people save money. It's amazing. And ACN, nobody wants to hear that. Write this down. I am my opportunity. I am my opportunity. You know why my opportunity is so great? Because nobody will find a better opportunity than me. Nobody is going to find somebody who's going to support them like I will when I'm talking to them face to face. There's some people that have greater traits, greater skill sets, and greater in different capacities. But here's what I know. God only made one of me. So I'm the best version of me, and you'll never get a better version of me. You'll never find anybody better than me, because you'll never find a better version of me, because there's only one of me. Here's a secret. There's only one of you. And everything in any and every business starts with a conversation. When I say business, I'm talking personal and business. I'm talking interpersonal. If you're married, you started with a conversation. If you got a boyfriend or girlfriend, you started with a conversation. If you actually went and applied for a job and they interviewed you, it started with a conversation. If you're selling, conversation needs to have relevance. It needs to have impact. It needs to have life. It needs to speak life. And it's biblical. You can bring death or life to a person's life just with the tongue. You can kill somebody with your tongue, or you can bring them to life with your tongue, based on what comes out of your mouth. When you speak into somebody's listening, they need to get chills about your conviction and your belief system. They don't have to be doing it for the same reasons as you, but if they can see and feel and hear, if all of their senses are congruent and vibrating just off of, if you just heard about somebody, just what they had to go through to be able to win an Olympic championship, or what they had to go through to be able to win the World Cup, or living in the bubble for 92 days or whatever they had to do in basketball, or what a person had to do to go get their MD, or what a person had to do when they got, and you can reverse it. A person that's still living that was in a tragic accident, a person that overcame a chronic illness, whether it was lupus, cancer, or something, a person that is actually, living the most amazing life ever, and they can't hear or see, named Helen Keller. A person that's created, when you hear them speak about their journey, it puts a chill in you as to what people had to overcome, go through in order to become. What they had to overcome, go through, and then become. Whether you think you're the only one with a pity party, you're the only one going through what you're going through with financial straits, you're the only one going through with, coming from a single parent home, and it was dysfunctional, or you came from an orphanage, or you came from a good family and you were you got no attention, or what, you're living in the slums, you came from the hood. You think your story is do you understand there's 8 billion people on this planet? Whenever you got a challenge with your problems, you should go seek out somebody else with more. Take your butt to India. Go study Africa. Go to Haiti, where people are getting their head chopped off, where there's a revolution going on in Jamaica right now, in Kingston, where if you would just walk outside, you immediately, the odds are that you'll die if you walk out at a certain time. So we got all these complaints and challenges, and let me tell you something. They were given to you, specifically to you, for a reason, to create a story. That's your next note. How big is your story going to be? What's your story? How? And really, when it comes to story, right behind story, I'm gonna come back to story in a second. Right behind story, I want you to write down, how do you show up? How do you show up in life? It's amazing how people in this life, in this business, show up. And I was screaming. That's why I don't even have hardly a voice in my team last night. I was like, let me tell you something. I'm so proud of the people hitting ETL and hitting RD, but you haven't done anything. I'm proud of you, but you haven't done anything. I don't want my team or anybody that I work with to get high on a title, because it creates paralyzation. It creates quicksand. You got these people talking to people from a position of RVP, even SVP. I hate titles. Titles don't make you who you are. Character makes you who you are. You got people talking to people about what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and you haven't done jack yourself. That's what's crazy. One of the greatest things that I dislike, I guess, is really, it comes with just a thread in the fiber of who I am, is you'll see a lot of people trying to be coaches these days. How the hell are you going to coach somebody and you still need coaching? You should only talk about something that you know about. How are you going to sit up there and scrutinize somebody else's life and your life is still a wreck? How are you going to be holier than thou, or judge and jury, or tell somebody how they should walk, how they should talk, how they should dress, how they should be doing their business, how they should show up, but you haven't even shown up yourself? What are you? You might as well just go and be a person that has a car and drive up to somebody at a bus stop and say, you know what you should be doing with your life? You haven't even arrived at your destination yet, but you want to stop and then help somebody at a bus stop and judge them. You don't even know if they're happy of being at the bus stop. They may be very happy at the bus stop. See, I'm only going to help somebody who's asking for my help. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm only going to give advice to a person who has asked for my advice, and specifically help them in the vein in which they asked me for that advice. Outside of that, if you have time to talk about somebody else, you don't have enough going on in your own life. I'm going to say that again. If you have time to talk about somebody else, you don't have enough going on in your own life. It's amazing how people will, you know, it's just crazy, this life that we live in right now. You know, it really is. It comes down to a couple of words. I'm going to come back to the story. What is going to be your story? What is going to be your story? Right now, you're on the call. You're ready to do the business. It's December. I'm going to tell you, if you don't go to work during December, you should probably come back in March, maybe April, May. You should come back after COVID time, because your 2021 is going to look even worse than 2020. It's not going to look the same. It's going to look worse, because you have to make the distinction of, am I investing time or spending time? Am I investing time or spending time? How much time are you investing in yourself? How much time are you investing in people that are taking you where you want to go? This is a long lesson. You got to understand, I've been in this for a long time, and it took me a long time to truly just take the time. Because here's what I found out. No matter how much you want to help, people are still going to stab you in the back. So at least get stabbed by somebody who can take you where you want to go. Hopefully that makes sense. Discipline is everything. That's my word for this year, for the remainder of this year, is discipline. It's how much can you get rid of or eliminate the distractions of other people, of other white noise, of people that aren't taking you where you want to go, and truly being able to just know, 1 foot at a time, one customer at a time, one person at a time. How many leaders are you developing? Here's a better question. I want you to think about this. In the last 30 days, not in the last year, because you're maybe an ETL, or maybe you're an RD, or maybe you're an RVP, but in the last 30 days, how many people are screaming your praises because of how you poured into them during the month of November? How many new people? It's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. So how many new people are screaming your highest praises? You don't need a whole lot, but how many are just like, and then when you're setting your goals and your vision for what's coming up, the question is, how many more will be speaking during December? What is on your goal? I'd love to sit down face to face and say, I'd like to see the goals you set for December. And I promise on everything that God loves, 90% of you have not set your goals, and it's already December 4th or 5th for December. You're living your life like a run-in sentence. Your November looks the same as October, and your October looks the same as December. Your numbers have not moved. Your growth has not moved. You don't have any more personal customers. What you grew at? Well, I already have. I mean, think about it. If you don't walk, right? So we have a bar. You get qualified with 3 services. You know, you're supposed to get 60 points. You max out the comp plan at 200 points. First of all, how many of you have 200 points? That would be number one. But secondly, I want you to look at acquiring customers and acquiring business partners like your body. If you don't use it, you lose it. I hope you guys got that. If you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't get up and exercise and work your legs, they're going to go numb. If you don't work your arms, they're going to get flabby. If you don't do crunches, you're going to have a belly. If you don't watch the food intake, you're just going to be out. You're going to be low on energy based on the fuel you put in. If you don't use it, you'll lose it, which means if you are not acquiring trainers, it's going to take you that much longer to figure out how to get into a groove to be able to learn how to build a team. If you aren't acquiring customers, then in turn it's like, what, you have a title and you have X amount of points, and because you have more than most, that's your barometer, that's your ruler, that you've done more than what other people have done. Well, you know, XYZ hasn't done this and XYZ hasn't. I don't understand. I only know how to play to hit for the rafters. And it may not happen the first month, the second month, and I want you guys to put that down. It's actually exciting to fail. It's exciting to fail. It's exciting to figure out what does and doesn't work. I love getting on this call this morning. I was already excited. I was already God excited getting on this call. Out of my mind. times I hit the ball over the park, how many times I just clocked this thing, how great I am, how great a man I am, the bomb.com. He didn't say that. He said, get on the call and see how many times I fell. That's what he said. I was listening. You should have wrote that down when he first got on the call. You shouldn't have been waiting for me on the call. That was the greatest note ever right there. That was the greatest note. The training was over when he started the freaking call. Because the only way you're ever going to learn how to hit the ball out of the park is to strike out 1,000 times. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. The vein that I'm in to be able to learn this business for the month of December for a brand new person is to understand conversation/presentation, vision, and launching new rep. I'm going to tell you the three components right there. Now, add the fourth one, which is by default, acquiring the customers. Now, there's a system behind that. I'll go into this next Friday. But I'm going to tell you, conversation and presentation is critical because most people are so scared. I have a partner. She's probably on this morning. Her name is Megan. And she was just like, I saw her in the thread. And in the thread, she said up there, she said, I need some new friends. And I'm sure many of you have said that before. In fact, everyone does. And that's the first reality of this business is, if your friends knew how to take you where you need to go, you wouldn't need an opportunity. Your friends and the warm market is your warm up. That's your practice. You're practicing on everybody you know. You should have an 80-20 list. 20 of the people on that list made up of 100 people. 20 of those people, you actually have a strategy to work with your leaders, RD and above. 80 of those people you should be practicing on and messing up on and not care if they get in or not because they ain't going to do anything anyway. And if they do, God bless America. But I would just call 80 people and just start just practicing. Hey, John, how you doing? Amazing, dude. How are you doing? Man, I only have a minute, but you know what? I just came across this amazing opportunity. I do not want my 2021 to look like 2020. If there's a possibility that we can partner on something ridiculous, are you open to looking at it? Well, what is it? You didn't answer my question, John. We don't have a conversation till you answer. See, that's how you start to learn and practice your posture. You don't answer just because they asked the question. Most of you don't have a freaking posture. You give away the cake before, you gave everything away. You're a little weak noodle. You're a wet noodle. Well, it's about, it's just, I was talking to my partner. Rod, he's probably on. He said, I was practicing my presentation, and I told him about the bonus. Who told you to tell him about the bonus? That's too much information. They haven't even decided to come to the restaurant yet. Your job is to be able to do an infomercial within 3 to 5 minutes that enrolls a person that has the same interest as you that we have. You have the interest. I have the interest. I love Chinese food. Where's your restaurant at? I like sporting gear. Where's your Big Five at? I like martial arts. Where's your dojo at? I like to work out. Where's your gym at? Why am I going to explain to you everything that is in my establishment or anything that's in my establishment, and you haven't decided that you even want to come? My job is to walk by you with a hot apple pie and make you sniff it so hard that you're begging me to come back. I'm not stopping by and giving you even a slice. I'm definitely not going to stop by and leave the pie on the desk. I hope you guys are getting this conversation. My job during an entire day, I got a guy here. I wish I had the time to pull it up on the screen. I went and had this called, it's a place called Two Cents in LA. Amazing place. They got the most amazing soul food. They created some crazy concoctions. I met with my jeweler, who I'm actually going into partnership with, because you guys know how I am about my bracelets. And we sat there and we created such a connection. I said, by the time we finished, we created such a connection. The boy gave me his 25% discount employee for our entire meal. Just by being nice to a person, just carrying on, my brother, your personality, that jacket, just complimenting and loving the way you serve. He ended up giving us like 3 different free pieces of meal in that meal. And I said, your talent is being wasted here at a restaurant unless you own it. The brother looked at me, he's like, you damn skippy. You're right. You're right. I've been realizing this. I just haven't had direction. I said, funny God would have me sitting here. Here's my card. We need to have a conversation. I enrolled him so much in just the power of relationships that he never even asked me what it is. You guys are giving away the house and the farm before you even get a chance to enroll a person. It's like, and God forgive me, everybody on here knows I'm a God-fearing man, but I'm using very extreme examples here. It's like you meeting a woman at a bar and saying, hi, how you doing? She says hi back. You're like, can we go to sleep now and go to bed? That's just stupid. You have no enrollment. It's like there's no interest. There's no personality. There's no development. There's no nothing. I mean, she's running from you. You got people running from you in this business because you're throwing toilet paper, wet toilet paper against the ceiling, hoping it's going to stick. Doesn't work like that. You need to master your conversation. What are the bullet points? I actually have this on my desk. You know what, Al? I'm sitting here. I know if I make a right here into my office, it's going to go off. I have it on my notes. I want to cover this. Cover me for 5 minutes. Let me just park and get to my desk. I'll be right back. They can't hear you. I want to make sure they can hear you.
There we go. I'm excited. Go ahead, sir. I got you. I'm gonna highlight. Okay. I got 9 beautiful points that I got from you today. It's amazing how people on this call listening and call themselves a leader and don't have a journal, don't take no notes. You ask them 6 months from now, what did he say? I don't know. I can ask people 2 days from now, I don't know. How do you call yourself a leader and you don't even take notes? Well, anyway, he said, let's start it off. How do people define you when you are not around? They talking about you because you ain't doing nothing. Leaders on the calls. It's so amazing to me on Wednesday night how many leaders, unless they were sick, were not on the call. It cracks me up, and they're still stuck in the same position. That blows my mind. But anyway, number one, he said this, what I got. Your action speaks louder than, does your action speak louder than nobody can hear what you're saying? What does your action speak of? How many numbers you got on the board the month? How many, think about it, your actions. Actions. How many customers? I want to thank Mr. Bree Clemens last night on the call, after the call last night, got a 3-way with him on the Zoom call, after the Zoom call, got his new IPO signed up. On Monday night, after the call, got a gentleman on the phone with Mr. Johnny. As a matter of fact, he's on the call now. His brother's on the call, Mr. Johnny Moran, Mr. Daryl Moran on the call, signed him up, got him office set up, got a point for him, got some more he's working on the day. I said, hey, have him on the 6 o'clock happy hour so we can highlight all the new people, new customer, new promotions. He'll be on. And then right after that, they're going to be making more calls for customers. You know, it's amazing to me. Number 2, he said, you are your opportunity. What's come out of your mouth? What's come out of your mouth? You think but what's coming out of your mouth? You are the opportunity. Whatever they hear from you is there. Matter of fact, I got Rob's on right now. Rob works over here at the casino. Rob missed overslept. He said, the first thing this morning, Miss Thomas, I'm sorry I missed last night's what you had on the Zoom. Hey, what's your day like? He says, I'm open today. I said, good. We'll talk at 10 a.m. You know, I thought about, no, get on at 9. Get on at 9. I want you to hear this guy. Get on at 9. That's all I said. He's on right now. Let's get that in. Rob's on the call right. See, that's how you do it. Is your mouth, your opportunity. I didn't miss Jumper. I saw Rob for a good 6 months before I got hit up. Hey, man, I got something for you. You worked too hard. You deserve better. He's on here listening. He said, look, I couldn't make it last night, but I got on it watching all the videos about you on YouTube. It's on here right now. See, that's what tells me you're not working your business. You are the opportunity. Number 3, Mr. Nelson said this. He said this. Write this down. You must speak life into people. Life, not death. The Bible tells in Proverbs 18:31, life and death is in the power of the tongue. Speak life into people. Life. Everybody I run into, I'm speaking life into them. Number 4, he said, how big is your story going to be? Some of your story, you think you this all in the bag of chips. But your story is real small because you're still stuck. You're still stuck. You're still stuck. How do you have leaders on a call and you're not a leader and you're not on the call? That cracks me up. How big is your story going to be? It's cracked me up the other day. We're on there 2.5 hours. Out the whole day, you can't give it 2.5 hours. The call was supposed to be an hour. It went 2 and how big is your story going to be? What? Woo, Lord have mercy. Let me ask you a question. If you died, what your tombstone say tomorrow? They tried. I don't know. Didn't help very many people. What would your tombstone say? That's one of my big ones right there. How big is your story going to be? How many thousands around the country can you go? I mean, I love it. I can go to about any state, any country, and I know people. You know why? Because I bless people. So what is your, forget Alton, what does your story say? Or you're leaning on the coattails of somebody else. Next, he said this, how are you showing up? How are you showing up? Wow, that's a big one. How am I showing up, Mr. Thomas? Wow. How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Look, Jim Rohn said it, and I'll say it again. How you do anything is how you do everything. My kids is in their mind. They get on me sometime when I slip up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Daddy, how you do anything is how, your kids know it. You know why? Because I put it in them. What kind of parent are you, grandparent you gonna be? How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Anything is how everything. How are you showing up? How are you showing up? Number 5 I got, he said this. Your character, not your pen type, your conversation, your character is who you are, not the pen or title you have. Wow. Got a question. If you do a conference call by yourself, how many people show up? Shows your character, don't it? It ain't got nothing to do with it. Character. I define, that's a great way of defining character. How many people see characters when the lights off and nobody's watching? When they're watching you, character. Number 6. Are you investing time or spending time? See, look at this. This is off today's call. Okay, let me stop this. Let me. If you ain't taking no notes, ain't got no notes in front of you, you're just wasting time. I'm sorry, spending time. When you write it down, you're investing time. Write it down, investing time. If you're not taking notes, you're just spending time on a call and ain't got jack. You get off this call excited. It was a good call, Mr. Nelson did great. You're just spending time. You ain't doing no investing. Investing is taking notes and then be able to regurgitate it to give back to your team. That's investing time. Listening and without taking notes is spending time. You're just wasting time. And you call yourself a what? What title? There it is again. You got that little pin on there. Got that little pin. Number 7. Define the words. He said, what was the rest of the word he's going, let me ask you guys a question. What words did he say he's going to use for the rest of the year? What word? What word he says he's going to use for the rest of the year? I'm not going to even answer that one because you didn't even take notes on it. Those who took notes on what I'm talking about. Number 8. How many leaders are you making? How many discipline? That's right. Oh, y'all got it. Discipline. Okay, Mr. Nelson, I'll give it right back to you in just 1 second. Discipline. That's right. He said discipline. Mr. Nelson said discipline is the word for the rest of the year. And some of y'all didn't write it down. You had to wait till somebody put it. See, that's the difference in spending time and investing time. And the last thing I'm gonna say before I bring him back up is number 9. He said this. He's excited about failing. When he said that, I lost my mind over here. Wednesday night, I was trying to fail. Watch me fail. We had more succeeding. We had 5 asks we did in 2.5 hours. The call was supposed to go half an hour. It went 2.5 hours. I was so jacked up, so excited. I wanted people to watch me do live phone calls and fail. I succeeded. I failed because I succeeded. I want y'all to watch me get more no's than you ever seen, so to get you off your backside and maybe you could go forward and go do something. But instead of failing, I succeeded with 5 apps and 1 red apple. Look, we had 5 of these. We had 5 red apples. We had quite a few green apples, and we only had 1 rotten apple. A guy who had a detailed business. His hands are going bad, but his pride and ego wouldn't let him join us. But that's okay. Next. But instead of failing, I succeeded. Back to you, Mr. Nelson.
Sure, he just did a mic drop and I don't need to write.
I got page to page. I made 9 points. I made 9 points of what you talked about because I'm taking notes. Every time you talk, I take notes. Everybody gets on here, from Giles and Driscoll to Mr. Lewis, Mr. Ismail, whoever talk. I take notes on everybody.
Love it. I love it.
Everybody. I gave 9 of your points. Continue on, sir.
Let's get it, baby. Get into a zone more than anything else. And it doesn't matter if you're new or if you're old. Literally, one of the things that I share more than anything else is that 99% of people that get in my business get in before I even tell them about ACN. They're actually in before I even talk about gigawatts, fiber optics, ACN. None of them even hear that. Because people buy who you are, not what you do. People buy who you are, not what you do. People buy who you are, not what you do. People buy who you are. When you're talking from an authentic space, then you don't have to think about what you're saying. If you have to think about what you're saying, 90% of people get stuck in their first 30, 60, 90 days by trying to figure out how to say the right thing, how to answer it, how to be liked, how to be validated. I hope they like what I'm saying. I hope I'm not messing up the conversation. You know how you don't mess up the conversation? Talk about what you know, not about what you don't know. You know about you know about your why, you know about what you love. All these things play a whole part in this. I mean, I have literally 25 minutes. I'm gonna go probably about 5 minutes over if that's okay with Mr. Thomas because of the delay.
Absolutely.
I wanna share, Jebri, if you could actually give me control of co-host real quick. And this is old but new. For me, it's off the chain. Let me see here real quick. I'm gonna move through this real fast because it's a piece that I share with my team. I look at things over and over and over and over and over again because it then reinforces the knowledge base of what you're doing. It reinforces, see, you have to become, I mean, you got to become a master student. I mean, you got to fall in, if you become a student, you don't have to worry about messing up because you're learning, but you have to apply what you're learning. Don't sit up there like a big, Richard Pryor, you say, well, a big watermelon head boy with a whole bunch of knowledge. And as soon as you fall over, you bust your head with I'm just really intelligent. You know what? You got to apply it. The story is going to come from all the messing up that you do, all the mistakes that you do. Every mistake I embrace. Let me tell you, I just came across, and it's just me, I'll be transparent. I'm in a situation where I got to generate at least another $150,000 over the next 30 days. Now, most people are like, well, shit, I just, if I could just get an extra $2,000 or $3,000. No, I need to make and generate at least for the needs, not something I want, not a desire, not a dream, at least another $150,000 over the next 30 to 45 days. And when it first hit me of all this, and I'm like looking at one expense is costing me damn near $15,000 a week. Another, that's just one isolation. That's not including my mom. That's not including, I'm like, whew, this is a lot. And I started feeling the anxiety of it. And as soon as I felt the anxiety of it, when something hits you and you got to come up with something, I got excited. I got so excited. You know why? Because every time something hits me and I learn how to overcome, I wouldn't still be here unless I learned how to overcome these type of problems. It starts with a $100 problem, a $500 problem, a $1,000 problem, a $5,000 problem, a $10,000 problem, a $50,000 problem. It's just for each new level, there's a new devil. And I love it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when you wake up every morning, do you see this attitude and this energy? I'm filled with the Holy Ghost. I'm telling you right now, you can't stop me. I'm freaking unstoppable. I don't give a freak what anybody thinks, what you say, where you're coming from, where you're going. When you wake up in the morning, you either hire the devil or you hire God. It's real simple. Call him whatever you want. And when God's for you, who can be against you? I already know. The problem was presented to me for me to come up with the solution. Not for me to get anxiety, not for me to freak out, not for me to say, oh, I can't find 5 prospects. You know how much money they got on the table right now? I mean, that's just ridiculous. You could double, triple up your money, quadruple up your money in 1 week, in 1 day with this business. But this is where it starts right here. I'm gonna go somewhere with this. So let me get this. Let me share real quick.
So where do you start?
Let me go here. That's too long. Let me look real quick. Hold on. That's just way too much information. I think this one can work. Yep, this one works. That's the one I wanted. Okay, here we go. Julian, out. Can you guys see that? Okay.
I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%.
Uh-oh, Mr. Nelson.
I'm sorry, there we go. So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I had a great conversation with myself. Every one of you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. That's the space that you're talking from, because that's the easiest space to talk from, is what we're doing. So what is it exactly? Well, it's nobody gives a freak about what it is.
Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your...
That's your RDs, your ETLs, and some of your RVPs. They know how to do it. Oh, they're really intelligent. So they're all walking around with their chests all puffed up because they can talk about how they're doing it. But they're stagnant because they missed this last piece.
Proprietary process or a USP, but very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization...
I need you to break this down. I'm sorry, this might take up my whole 20 minutes and I have to do part 2 next week. He said, your cause and your belief. What the hell are you doing? A cause is a movement. A cause is a revolution. A cause is something that just you would die for because you believe in it. You find somebody that's in the Muslim faith, or you find somebody that was back with Malcolm X, or you deal with someone with the civil rights, or you deal with something of when they brought down the wall in Russia, or better state in China. When you see that cause, that revolution, that kamikaze, that Japanese would take a plane and fly it into a wall. You couldn't pay them to not do that because it was a cause. It's like you got to be willing to die for what you believe in. I'm going to say that again. You have to be willing to die. I'm willing to die for what I believe in. My principles are way too high to dress it up and change my conversation so that you might like it.
Exist. Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care? Well, as a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. It's obvious. We go from the clearest thing to the fuzziest thing. But the inspired leaders and the inspired organizations...
Notice, are you taking notes? He didn't say motivate. He said inspire. I don't want to motivate my son. I want to inspire my son. I want to live a life that my son looks at me and says, Daddy did that. I could be anything that I want. I could do anything that I want. I don't want to motivate my team. Motivation's like helium. I want to inspire my team. That brother's getting up, working and getting on this call. He's giving all this time. He's still out on the court. He's doing this for his family. He's doing this for his business partners. He's collaborating with Mr. Al Thomas. He's collaborating with this person. He's got these people coming up. He's helping these people succeed. He's helping the person in the grocery store. He's helping the old lady walk across the street. He's helping the kid buy some candy and do this. I want to do things that inspire. That's the word you need. Are you an inspiration? Or somebody who's trying to drag you through the mud and you need motivation every day?
Regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, all think, act, and communicate from the inside out. Let me give you an example. I use Apple because they're easy to understand and everybody gets it. If Apple were like everyone else, a marketing message from them might sound like this. We make great computers. They're beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Want to buy one? Meh. And
that's the way you guys present the opportunity. That's what you do. You say, what we do is we help people make money and residual income, and we help people save money on bills. It's an amazing company, and here are some of the facts. How we do that is we actually make a list and we bring some people together and we have great leadership. And, we're going to become hopefully very wealthy. I'm not really sure, but I'm really hoping this is going to change my life and your life. Would you like to get in? Nah. Nah.
And that's how most of us communicate. That's how most marketing is done. That's how most sales is done. And that's how most of us communicate interpersonally. We say what we do. We say how we're different or how we're better, and we expect some sort of behavior, a purchase, a vote, something like that. Here's our new law firm. We have the best lawyers with the biggest clients. We have, we always perform for our clients, do business with us. Here's our new car. It gets great gas mileage. It has, leather seats. Buy our car. But it's uninspiring. Here's how Apple actually communicates. everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo.
Amen.
Maybe you should write that down. He said, everything that I do, when I pray, when I love, when I care as a friend, in my health, Julian to tell you, in my prayer, as Al would tell you, in my friendship, as the people on here will tell you, as Sway and Maya will tell you, being a mentor, as a person tell you, every fucking thing that I do, I'm freaking on fire. I go all in, not 1 foot in. Well, then he had an off day. I don't have an off day. Some of you guys need an attitudinal adjustment and need a spiritual chiropractor. That's what you need. Everything. Not some things, well, I'm kind of just getting my feet wet in this ACN thing. Well, I'm kind of in. No, that's the way you do everything. That's why you broke. Because you do everything the same way. The way you do anything is the way you do everything.
We believe in thinking differently.
He didn't say, I think. He said, I believe. This is what we believe. This is what me and Al believe. This is what me and Julian believe. This is what me and Tosh believe. This is what me and my squad believes. I'm building a squatty. I'm truly, and when I say a squatty, that's a Gotti crew. I'm building a squatty. My squad, I tell them up front, if you ain't gonna come full force, get off my team. Every one of them will tell you every day this week, that's been my conversation. If you're weak, if you're skeptical, if you're cynical, if you have any doubts, get out of my squad. If you paid to get in, I'll pay for you to go to another squad tomorrow.
The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly.
Notice he said simple. Everything needs to be simple. KISS, keep it stupid simple. There's only 2 things that we do. We help people save money and help people make money. It's a very simple concept. If you don't want to change your life, change your address, and change your income, if you don't like having fun, traveling, and eating, you shouldn't be a part of this team. That's as simple as our business gets. If you don't want to change your address, your income, and if you don't want to change your life, your address, and your income, that's the first 3 things of a foundation I teach my team. If you don't want to change your life, your income, and your address, if one of those things don't resonate with you, and if you don't like to travel, shop, and eat, then pray and do it again, you shouldn't be a part of my team. Every one of them will tell you every day this week, that's all I've been saying.
We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one?
We just happen to create giants. Would you like to be one?
Totally different, right? You're ready to buy a computer from me. All I did was reverse the order of the information. What it proves to us is that people don't buy what you do, people buy why you do it. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. This explains why every single person in this room is perfectly comfortable buying a computer from Apple. But we're also perfectly comfortable buying an MP3 player from Apple, or a phone from Apple, or a DVR from Apple. But as I said before, Apple's just a computer company. There's nothing that distinguishes them structurally from any of their competitors. Their competitors are all equally qualified to make all of these products. In fact, they tried. A few years ago, Gateway came out with flat screen TVs. They're eminently qualified to make flat screen TVs. They've been making flat screen monitors for years. Nobody bought one. And Dell came out with MP3 players and PDAs. And they make great quality products, and they can make perfectly well-designed products, and nobody bought one. In fact, talking about it now, we can't even imagine buying an MP3 player from Dell. Why would you buy an MP3 player from a computer company? But we do it every day. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. When we communicate from the outside in, yes, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information like features and benefits and facts and figures. It just doesn't drive behavior. When we communicate from the inside out, we're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls behavior, and then we allow people to rationalize it with the tangible things we say and do. This is where gut decisions come from. You know, sometimes you can give somebody all the facts and your figures, and they say, I know what all the facts and details say, but it just doesn't feel right. Why would we use that verb? It doesn't feel right, because the part of the brain that controls decision-making doesn't control language. And the best we can muster up is, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. Or sometimes you say you're leading with your heart, or you're leading with your soul. Well, I hate to break it to you, those aren't other body parts controlling your behavior. It's all happening here in your limbic brain, the part of the brain that controls decision-making and not language. But if you don't know why you do what you do, and people respond to why you do what you do, then how will you ever get people to vote for you or buy something from you, or more importantly, be loyal?
Ah, that one word right there, or be loyal. That's the key right there. How will you get other people to be loyal? So many people have people coming in and getting in and out of their business, being able to do this, that, and the other. I want to give, I'm sorry. Have people hopping in and out of their business, can't retain. See, it's one thing to be able to make money. It's another thing to be able to keep money. It's another thing to be able to make money grow. Listen, it's a metaphor. It's one thing to be able to acquire people. It's another thing to be able to keep people. It's another thing to be able to grow people. It's one thing to be able to acquire a leader. It's another thing to be able to keep a leader. And it's another thing to be able to grow a leader. So you got to start in the mirror when you're looking at that. And you got to look at the evolution of what's happening. You have to have a barometer. I'll give you an example. I mean, the reason why me and Mr. Al Thomas have mirrored souls and are so married is because we don't see orphans. If a person wants to change their life in or out, when you come into the ACM family, we are so committed to helping anybody who wants to have success. I'll tell you almost to a fault, because I can tell you he feels just like I do sometimes. We go so far for people because we don't care if you're in our direct money or not. And then your ass don't listen, forgive me for cursing. And then you want to sit back there and still plug in. And now you become something of an impeding. You become a hindrance. You become a block, because now you're in a ruin. You got to understand, you guys are our great, you're our credit, not a credit card. You are our report card. So if you don't get an A, we fail. We can't afford Fs. We didn't get to where we are by having Fs. So I prefer a person to just drop out and come back 6 months later than to show up as a D or an F on my report card. I busted my ass too hard to be able to see people who want to show up and sit in the front of the class and plug in 100%. I want to give you an example, a testimony of what happened a couple of months ago in a young lady's business and what happened to a prospect. And I know she's up there talking. I'm mute her. Camille, I want you to unmute yourself. Bree, could you unmute Fabulous real quick? There you go. Camille, tell what happened. Tell what just happened. Unmute your phone, Camille. Bree, could you unmute her?
Yes, sir.
Fabulous, right there, with the blonde dreads. There you go, Camille.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Share what's happening in your business in the last couple of months of following my instruction.
Okay. Hi, guys. I don't know if you guys know me, but my name is Camille. Everybody know me as Fabulous. So I'm an orphan, and Mr. Nelson adopted me. And what he have taught me was a simple system. Less is more. The less you give these people, the more they come after you. I've been doing everything that he told me, write down everything. Right now I have 2 realtors. Last night I put one on Mr. Nelson. I put him on the ACN follow-up training call. And as soon as she was done, the first 30 minutes of it, she texts me, I'm ready to get started. I said, I said, there's a system my mentor have in place. And he's very serious. If I put you in a system right now and you don't get and understand what you're supposed to do, the step-by-step, he will kick me out. And I'm not about to get kicked out. Then we went back and forth. And she said, but I want to start now because I want to put you in front of my group. I have 380 people that are in my organization, and I want you to do a presentation. I said, I can't do that yet. I cannot put you in a system until he said this. You follow it. It is a system. You have to follow it. 2 months ago, when I looked at myself, I started out and I end up with over 14 new business partners. Only 2 of them did not get qualified, and that's not by my fault. They decided they want to bail. So I have people now chasing me down for a reason to start. Right now, I have about 8 people in the pipeline. I'm not starting. I'm doing exactly what Mr. Nelson do. You follow the system, and then if they fail on their own. You follow the system. I'm talking to you. What I have to share, everybody needs it. Everybody needs it. I don't care who you are, you need it. I got something you want. And what he taught me to do is that don't be in a rush to get your people in, because getting them in and not making them any money, it's not going to feed anybody. And the money, what money goes? The money flows up. Money flows up. Mr. Nelson doesn't benefit from me. Neither do Mr. Al. But guess what? They allow me to come in and learn from them. And all we got to do is just open up and learn. Open up and learn. being a regional director, I've been in the business for 11 years and I am so freaking jacked out of my head. I had one guy that wants to meet Mr. Nelson and I told him straight up, hell no. He said, why? I said, do you understand that in order to meet him, you have to follow certain protocol. You have to follow the system. And when he got on my nerve, I said, yes, I don't want to get too rude, but on Mr. Nelson call, I had to say, yeah, I'm a matrix bitch and I'm going to die a matrix bitch until I get it right. Straight up.
Yes, baby, that's my baby. Thank you. I'm gonna have you talk again. Love you, baby. Mute yourself real quick. I want you to hear that what's being duplicated is an attitude. And you might want to write this down. I want you, I don't need you. If you need them, you can't lead them. I want you, I don't need you. What people are missing is the essence of building their business, which is called value. I don't do a weekly call with my team. I'm on the phone with Sway and Maya. I'm on the phone with my leaders every day. We got a call daily. Sharon's on there, daily. It's a marriage. The people on my squad, we're married. Me and Rod, married. Ain't nothing. Me and Sharkina, married. My squad, Christina, all of them, married. We got a squad. You don't have to see us. We move in silence. Trust me, you'll see the charts. Everybody knows, anybody knows me knows I stay low only for a period of time until I decide to work. I'm so on fire right now, you guys. I want to give you this last piece in these last 5 minutes. In learning your conversation, you have to have a framework. Mine, I'm just going to give you my framework. God. I tell them up front as a disclaimer. I don't care if you call him Allah, Yahweh, Jesus Christ. I don't care if you call him Buddha. I don't care if you read the Quran. I don't care if you read the Bible. I don't care. But if you don't have spirituality, this probably isn't going to be a fit. Number 2, family. I don't build businesses. I build families. You come into this family, I'm the head of the family, but it's shared around the table. It's a round table. There's no head, no foot, but there is a pecking order and we protect each other. Our job is to lift each other up. You have a bad day, you need to find me. You have a good day, you need to find somebody else. I'm gonna say that again. You have a bad day, you need to find me. You have a good day, you need to find somebody else. That's the law. You having a great day, you keeping it all to yourself, go find somebody, inspire somebody, motivate somebody, fuel somebody, build somebody, bless somebody. Number 3, growth. If you aren't interested in growing, we ain't got nothing to talk about. I want it to hurt, good or bad. I want to be in the gym. I want to tear the fascia. I want to know that you're growing. I want to know you having uncomfortable days. I want to know you hit a spot you didn't know what to do with. I need to know that. I don't want just questionnaires and I got a lot of questions. So do I. Are you going to do something? How about that? That's my first question. Growth. Number 4, resources. My job, and see, it's mastering the language and having a conversation. I said, I'm having one with several people, with most of my people now. My job is not to take you away from which so many people I got a whole lot going on, and that turns you away. That turns me on. You got a lot going on, you busy? Maya got this guy right now. He has his own company. He's actually marketing Vivint. He got 7 own products. He's doing install and everything himself. And she's kind of like, well, I don't know because, but she came to the master. She said, hold it. I need to understand how to talk to this guy. I said, he's doing all these things by himself. How much more powerful would he be with 7 of them? How about he already has an instant client base of over 500, 600, 1,000 people. And we add one thing he doesn't have and he's RD in one day. How about that? How about we set him up like that and he's already creating a revenue and a story, getting recognition that he'll never get by himself and has mentorship to take his business and expand it by 10 in less than 6 months of what he's trying to do in 6 years. That's what mentorship is being able to step in and say, let's collaborate. She's not asking me to do it for her. She's saying, what do I need to do? I'm going to do it for you once. We're going to do it together. Then I'm going to watch you do it by yourself. And then I'm going to be there for you if you fall. Now you got an independent representative interdependently making money with you. Powerful. What other term is in my conversation? Earn and learn. Do you like to get paid while you're learning? Not just go to school and pay for $250,000 of an education that you don't know if you're going to get hired for afterwards. How about we go to, what's undergrad, 4 years? What's graduate school? Minimum 2 years? You got 3, intern? How about you go to a year undergrad with me for a junior college and you get paid in full in the 2nd year? How about you don't? How about, and that was my conversation with Sway. I said, what would happen? Do you mind going for 2 years, not getting paid $1, but you graduate walking into a potential 5-figure a month income? He said, hell yeah. He already had long-term vision. He was like, cakewalk for me. That's a no-brainer. Some of y'all sitting up there after 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. Oh, I'm a little paralyzed. I got a whole lot going on. Life is in the way. No, you're in the way. You're blocking your blessings. You haven't committed to learning. You know too much. Some of you been around so long, you know too much, you're stupid. I know I'm not supposed to say that, but this is a training. It is what it is.
No, they are stupid.
If your check has not grown with an extra comma and number in it in the last 6 months, you should stop talking to people. I don't care what your title is. Because I can show you my back office, or I used to. I can't do it no more. I get deactivated. But I'll show you my back office. I ain't got no problem. My check grows every year for the last 6 years with an extra digit and comma. Committed. It consistently. Anybody seen it knows. I don't care what. You don't need to see me nowhere. You get to my position, you don't want people to know you. You don't want nobody calling you, except for who you call. Period. Mentorship. Earn and learn. I'm giving you the words. I'm gonna run through this. You got to see, the most powerful thing is the conversation and the presentation, and put next to that testimonial. When you first start and people get started, you need to tell them your testimonial. See, I tell a person in your first 30 days, when I'm telling Jesus, when I'm telling Alfredo, when I'm telling my new leaders, when I'm telling Sway and Maya, you hit ETL in 7 to 14 days. And then for the next 30 days, you make that ETL position pay you. So now that's because after 30 days, you're dead. Your story is no good. You got to start all over again. You make it hard on yourself. You got a brand new person hit ETL. Now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, Sway, put 5 people on. Do you understand? He just hit ETL in under 5 days. And this team is a private project. And everybody that I work with within this team is going to explode. That you're getting personal attention, not because you're exceptional, but because he's exceptional and he gave you access to me. And then he's taught how to back up that conversation and then get them excited about their own possibilities. That story of being able to hit ETL creates a machine. It's already happening so many ways in my place. You'll see it all in January for me. Everything that you do today won't show up for 90 days. Write that down. Everything you do today won't show up for 90 days. If you're looking for a microwave meal, go to Ralph's and go buy you a plate and put it in the microwave. This is not a microwave dollar. You got to grow it. You got to water it. You got to get the right germinating. You got to get the right fertilizer. You got to be the gardener. My plants and my seeds, I put water on them every day. I wake up with my Answea. I wake up with my team. I go to sleep with my team. Even if it's just a text, a little water here, a little. They already know not to go find 5 and 6 different leaders. They 100% understand it. I said, you can go find 2 or 3 teachers. I want Al to be one of your teachers. Get on this call this morning. They're all on the call this morning. I said, I want you to go and see what the company is doing. So Atlam is doing something, and Shay Douglas, who's one of my best friends, he's one of my teachers. Get on their call. Learn how they're launching a person. They're your teachers. That's not for you to follow. You want to follow somebody else? I'll pay for you to go to their group. You follow this lead. I'm going to lead you to every great teacher you need. I am not the end all. I'm just the navigation system. I need another hour. I'm done. I mean, I want to make sure you got all these for the conversation though. Testimonial, God, family, growth, resources, earn and learn, support. These are the buzzwords. These are what I call the beacons of light, the points of light that you have to build your conversation around. What would get me in? If you hear anybody's testimonial, they'll say, man, you should have seen the family I was in. Man, they're all spiritually grounded. Man, it's just, I'm just growing beyond in the week that I've done this or the month that I've done this, my mind is just expanded. I can't handle anymore. You should see Maya calls me. It's like, God, I thought my brain couldn't stretch anymore. Then you didn't mess me up again. My job is to mentally mess you up for the rest of your life. You talk to me, my job is to make sure you can't sleep for the rest of your life. Everybody can get that. You have a whole lot of people say, I know Byron Nelson. I've studied him. I've been to his boot camp. Well, if you can sleep, you don't know me. You're an associate and a friend, and I love you. But if your ass is not moving, don't say you know me. If you aren't growing, don't say you know me. If your check doesn't have a comment in it, don't say, oh, I'm really good friends with Byron Nelson. Do not do it. Do not tarnish what I built so hard. Do not do it. Don't do it. Just because you've been here a long time, we shake, we hug. I'm gonna love everybody. Do you understand? I make every woman feel like she's about to marry me. Do you understand that? So you're just the same way. But if you're truly that person, you know my actions are much bigger than my loving on you in a moment. Did that make sense to anybody? Get the conversation. Here we go. We got support. Man, that's a buzzword. Everybody wants support when they come in. Let me tell you something. You work with me, you'll never get any greater support. My name being Frank. You work with me, nobody will support you like I do. And the information I don't have, I'll go get from Mr. Al Thomas for XYZ. You work with me, Natasha, nobody's going to help you the way I'm going to help you. This is not a me ego conversation. This is a servant leadership conversation. As a servant leader, I'm making sure that you know I'm committed. And if you aren't prepared to commit, then don't do it. Don't say it and don't get it. In that conversation, mentorship. God, we have the most amazing mentorship program. The leaders here, you couldn't pay for it with all the money in your bank account for the last 10 years. You could not pay for it. Residual income. Well, I just need you to understand, if you stop working today, how long will you get paid? Well, you know, I'm a plumber. I mean, I have my own business. I mean, I got great clients. And I mean, if you stop working right now, how long will you get paid? Well, I'm a doctor and I mean, you know, I got these degrees. And if you stop working right now and you did no more applications, no more surgeries, no more construction, no more building it down, how long would you get paid? Then you need a little residual income in your life. You telling me you know about residual income is like you telling me you're a man knowing what it's like to give birth to a child. Shut up. That's just stupid. Like minds. Man, I've never been in a community with people that resonated with me with so many. I thought I was an alien. I need you to meet some of my business. I need you to meet my family and my mentor and some of my teachers. Ridiculous. Freedom is one of mine. That's mine. What is this exactly? It's my freedom ticket to walk off my job in 6 months. You interested? But what is it exactly? Well, it's my freedom ticket to take care of my mom. She didn't have insurance. I'm paying for it. You interested? Well, what is it exactly? It's my freedom ticket. It's COVID. I'm not going back to work. I found my freedom. If you aren't interested in that freedom, don't ask me what it is until you say you want some freedom. And the last one, travel, shop, and eat. But we can't travel now. Then change your address. Get you a bigger house so you can travel from the left wing to the right. I am complete for today, Mr. Thomas, because if I get a little excited, this shit could go on for another 3 hours.
Man. Woo! Man, I want you, I don't need you. God, family, you must grow resources, earn and learn, mentorship, test, oh my goodness, support, residual income, freedom, travel, sleep, eat. My God, wow. Man, if this didn't get you guys focused for the holidays, like I said, look, it's a holiday, not a hollow week, not a hollow year. Just day before, let me shut up. Mr. Nelson, listen, I ain't said, Mr. Nelson, thank you. Man, I'm up to 14 pages over here. I got 14 pages. My God, I got 14 pages. Anybody got more than 14 pages? Raise your hand real quick. Anybody got more than 14 pages? Anybody? Look, I'm a leader and I'm still learning. School is never out for the professionals. All you eggheads out there ain't taking notes. Oh, okay, Mr. Trump. Yeah. How many? Oh, Miss Wayne got more than 14 pages. Natasha Wayne got more than 14 pages. How many got more than 14 pages? 6. Okay, you're halfway there. You're close by. Close by. Well, listen. Can we show Mr. Nelson some love? Come on, everybody. Let's show some love. Come on, give it up. Turn it loose. Give it up.
Guys.
My God. Now, in closing, tonight at 6 o'clock happy hour. We'll have some fun tonight, but more than anything, as that little black book say, don't just be hearers of the word, be doers of what you heard today. Be what? Doers of what you heard today. This was dope. This is crazy. This was a PhD education right here. This was a PhD education right here today alone. And if you could take this and regurgitate it, oh my God, it's scary what your check gonna look like in a week or two. It's scary. But then some of you, it's gonna go in this ear, right the other ear. God bless you. We still love you. You know what? I want to thank. Who was the lady that just spoke a minute ago? Fabulous. I want to thank you, dear. Look, you're not an orphan. Nobody's an orphan in ACN. There's too much, like Mr. Nelson. There's too much knowledge and too many good teachers here to help you. If you seek it out, you shall find it. And all you did, young lady, was sought it out and found it. See, a good leader doesn't care whose organization. We're here to help people get where they want to go, because we get where we want to go by helping you get where you want to go. So I want to thank Mr. Nelson, because that's what leaders, true leaders, do. They don't care whose organization you're in. They're here to help those that want to be hearers of the word, not and then go to the word. So thank you so much. One more time, everybody. Come on, let's give it up, because before my God, next Friday, I can't wait till next Friday. Can y'all? I'll see everybody tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. tonight. Happy hour. Mr. Nelson, thank you so much, sir. You are astonishing today. And man, I got to go back through this. God bless everybody. See you tonight at 6 o'clock. For those who want to come back with happy hours and all the RDs and higher, it can be on our panel. We have a panel tonight for all you people to ask questions to the RDs. So God bless you. We'll see you tonight. Thank you, Mr. Bree Clemens, for all you do, sir. Thank you all. Goodbye. My Lord, my Lord.